Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make the bean stitch crochet scarf. This is a very long one. The total length of the scarf is about 76 inches together with the fringe and everything. And yeah, this is a one row repeat and it's something that you can do in your free time. It has this fringe that I decided to create with all the colors that I used for the scarf. So you can see the fringe has a touch of green, a touch of gray, and a touch of burnt orange. So this is the same exact stitch that I used for my patchwork cardigan. So if you would like to give it a try, I'll be leaving the link to the patchwork cardigan video in the description box as well as on the screen. These are the colors that I'm going to be using: gray, green, and burnt orange. And I needed about 2 balls of this, 2 balls of the burnt orange, and then 4 balls of the gray approximately. So I'll be listing the yarn amounts in the description box below, so make sure you check it out. And also the written pattern is on my online shops. And let's get started. So for this project you'll need a 4mm crochet hook, and then you'll also need a darning needle and a pair of scissors and maybe a measuring tape to measure the length of our project. So we're going to start off with our very first color, which is the olive green, and you're going to make a slip knot using your 4mm crochet hook, and you're going to make a chain of how thick you want your scarf to be. So for me, I started with a chain of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I have my 30 chains, and for measurement reference, I have about 8 inches. So this is how thick my scarf will be, as you can see here. You can see it's about 8 inches, 7.5 to 8 inches. So we are now going to start our bean stitch, and we're going to go into the second chain from the hook. So insert your hook into the second chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the 4 loops, and then make a chain of 1, skip 1 chain, and then into the next we're going to do the same thing. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, you'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain, pull up a loop, you'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all, and then make a chain of 1, skip the next chain, bean stitch into the next chain. So this is the bean stitch that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So chain 1, skip 1 chain, and into the next chain, bean stitch. So you can see how the pattern is going. You're going to repeat this all the way across until the end of the row. Make a chain of 1, skip 1 chain, and bean stitch into the next chain. Chain 1, skip 1 chain, bean stitch into the next chain. Don't forget, a bean stitch is insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop into the same chain. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. So keep doing this until the end of the row, and I'll meet you back towards the end. Keep doing making the same exact pattern until you have only 2 chains left on your row, and I'll show you how to wind up. So we have 2 chains left, and I've chained 1 here after this last bean stitch. I have 2 chains left, so I'll skip over the second last chain, and into the last chain I'm going to place a bean stitch. So this marks the end of row 1. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 bean stitches. So another thing that I forgot to mention was your starting chain should be an even number. And the number of bean stitches for row 1 should be half of the starting chain. So since I had 30 chains for my starting chain, 30 divided by 2 is 15, and that's the number of bean stitches that I'll have for row 1. So we're going on to row 2. For row 2, you're going to make a chain of 1 and turn your work. Into the very first bean stitch, into the space here, there's a space that's attached to the bean stitch here. You're going to place a bean stitch the same exact way that we've been creating it in the previous row. Chain 1. Into this space that's attached to the next bean stitch, you're going to place a bean stitch. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. So that's all that we're going to repeat. Chain 1, bean stitch into the next bean stitch, chain 1, bean stitch into the next bean stitch. So this pattern gets easier the moment you get to know exactly where to place the stitches. So you're going to repeat that all the way across, and you should make sure that the number of bean stitches remains the same for each and every row from now on. So the moment you get to know the number of bean stitches for row 1, you're going to maintain that number for each and every row of the scarf. So since I had a total of 15 bean stitches for row 1, I should make sure that from now on each row has a total of 15 bean stitches to maintain a straight edge on the sides of the scarf. And don't forget to always chain 1 in between the bean stitches. Alright, so we've come to the end of row 2. You're going to make a chain of 1, and then into the last bean stitch, into those 2 loops here, you're going to place a bean stitch. And just like that, we are done with row 2. Let's cross check and make sure we have the same number of bean stitches as row 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So the moment you have the same number of bean stitches for your next row, that means there's no mistake. It's time to go on to the next. You're going to make a chain of 1 and turn your work, and you're going to keep repeating row 2, the row that we just did. So you go into this space that's attached to this bean stitch. Make sure you don't place a bean stitch into the chain 1 space. The chain 1 space is here, and we don't place anything there. We place our bean stitches in this space that's attached to the bean stitch. So make a chain of 1, and then into that space you're going to place another bean stitch. Chain 1, bean stitch into the next. So just like that, we are going to just keep growing the length of our scarf to our desired length. So let me get done with this row, and I'll show you how to switch colors in case you're not going to make a plain color. You can even go ahead and make the same exact color for your scarf. You don't have to switch colors like I did. Alright, so I'm placing my last bean stitch here, and this is what we have. So you're going to keep working until you have your desired number of rows for your first color. So for the actual scarf, I did a total of 35 rows for the first color before switching to the burnt orange color. So now I'm going to show you how to switch colors in case you want to change. You're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, pull through, and then you're going to get your next color. Just imagine you've gotten the length of the green color that you want, and you're going to attach your yarn in that space where you're supposed to place the bean stitch. Just like that, you're going to make a chain of 1 and then bean stitch into the same exact space. Chain 1, bean stitch into the next bean stitch. So everything else remains the same. You're going to keep placing your bean stitches and make sure the number of bean stitches remains the same for the previous row. So this is what it will look like. So you're going to play around with colors the way you wish. You can do three rows of each color. You can do stripes. You can do big boxes or big patches, as you've just seen at the beginning of the video. Or you can even do two rows of each color in order to create a striped effect. That's going to be up to you. And that's all we are going to do. This is a one-row repeat project. You don't have to overthink it. Ended up doing a total of 35 rows for the burnt orange color as well. Now when it comes to the middle color, which is the gray color, so for the gray color I ended up doing a total of 131 rows. That's the middle color. And then we came back to 35 rows of the burnt orange and then 35 rows of the olive green on the opposite side as well. So this is the effect that it ended up creating. And once you get the length that you want for your scarf, it's now time for us to create tassels on both ends of the scarf, both this side and on this side. All right, now for the tassel, I ended up doing 2 strands of each color, the colors that we have of this in the scarf. So we have gray, burnt orange, and olive green. So you get 2 strands of each color, and my tassel is about 16 inches total. So when I fold it over, it will be about 8 inches. And now you're going to insert your hook at that point where you want to attach your tassel and then pull through. So this will create a loop at the base, and then you're going to pull through these strands just like that, and then you're going to fasten off. So you're going to do that all the way across, as you can see here. Just place your tassel wherever it can fit, and this is the effect that's going to end up being created. And yeah, you do this on this side and on the opposite side, and that's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.